everyone, this is Shubhya. Welcome to Yourpedia. So as we are continuing with the series where we are solving one-on-one exercise of sentence equivalence from Manhattan. So here I'm introducing you to the exercise number 41st. Right. So here also I'll be telling you one of the interesting trick. Let's start where I'll tell you how to solve this question in a very simple manner. It's all about the tricks you need to remember. Now, though the subject of the museum exhibit had been an astute politician and strategist in his day. Whenever there's a comma, just pause over there for a second and reread it, right? Because it will tell us one idea. Every comma, before a comma, a sentence has got one idea, then a second idea, and then a third idea. So read and solve accordingly. Now, here the sentence, whenever the sentence starts with do, like if a sentence starts with do, the sentence would have an opposite meaning after that, right? So suppose, let's read it. Though the subject of the museum exhibition, like though the subject, the person of the museum exhibition, like there is an exhibition going on, and the one who is the subject who is introducing all the exhibition had been an astute politician and strategist. So that person had been, you can call it as a brilliant politician, like brilliant politician or very smart, very intelligent politician in his day. His day means when it was his time, long back ago, like you can say in past, right? So this is the first idea. Though the subject of the museum exhibition had been an astute politician in his day. Now obviously I told you, after though there will be a second trick going on, like the idea will be opposite in nature. Not even his most vociferous apologists could drum up interest among a modern public for a retrospective of a career so marked by dash views on social issues. Now this is the second part where they are telling us, like not even his, you can call it as vociferous, as his loud, or you can say these are the supporters who are the blind supporters. Now there he is trying, not even his most, you can say, loud and strong supporters could drum up interest, could create interest among the modern public. वो modern public में interest पैदा नहीं कर पा रहे थे for a retrospective, for the past of his career so marked by dash views on social issues. Maybe the person has got his ideas which are related to the past events. So there might be certain ideas which are not, you can say, not useful in the present, in the contemporary world. So his ideas might be quite irrelevant for the public. Like it might be quite, you can call it as old fashioned, that can be termed, like, so by his old fashioned, by his some kind of not modern ideas. So that is the question right now. Now read again, and now you will be able to understand it. Now I told you, as I told you, though, where the first idea would be different from the rest of the sentence. Second, whenever there is a comma, pause over there, let's focus on the first idea and then step on the second idea. Now read it again. Though the subject of the museum exhibition had been an astute politician and strategist in his day, though that person जो अभी exhibition में represent कर रहा है, he was a very brilliant person in his days. Like at his time, in his time he was very brilliant. Not even his most vociferous apologists could drum up interest among a modern public, but his very loud supporters could not create interest among the modern public for his old-fashioned, like for his career, which was very famous at that time, so marked by his dash views on social issues. Because his ideas might be very old-fashioned, that is why he was unable to create any impact on the public, on the present public. So that was the question. Now let's focus on the 6 options. Very easily we can solve it by, I told you, elimination method, right? So this is the best hack in GRE. Now first is erudite. Erudite means someone who has got great knowledge, or you can say someone who is well educated, great learner, something like a scholar only. So that is erudite. Second is your erroneous. Erroneous means something that is, you can say, we mark it as wrong or incorrect, right? Third is your now sir. Sir is something, you can call it as something that is quite dry. You can call it as even withered. So dry, sukha padna, that is called as here. Then as your scholarly. Scholarly means someone who has got, you can call as serious study, or someone who has got great knowledge. You can call that thing as a scholarly only. Okay. So great knowledge, serious in the studies and all that. Next is your passe. So passe is something that is not fashionable, or something that is, you can call it as out of date, right? So you can call this as out of date. And the last is the option that is archaic. Archaic means something that is old fashioned, or something that is not, you can say, relevant in present time. So I hope you understand the 6 words. Now let's just jump on the answer. Like, we want some kind of an ideas. If the people, he's well educated, but his ideas are not able to create any impact on the modern public, so this is erudite is wrong. Same way scholarly has got no, you can say, use in it. His ideas were not wrong, but his ideas might not be creative, or might not be very interesting. So this is also wrong. Next is, there is nothing about dry and withered, that is wrong. So 2 that are options that are left is passe and archaic, right? So these are, because these ideas means that they are out of date, not, you can say, very old fashioned ideas. That is why he was not able to create interest among the public, right? So let's jump to the solution which the book has provided us. Now here they have written passe and archaic. Apologists are defenders. Obviously the supporters, in this case, people who are trying to make the politician and strategist seem like a good guy. So the people who were trying to make him feel like a good guy, how are the clues in his day? And the lack of interest among the modern public indicate that the politician's views are now outdated. That is why I told it, it is old fashioned. Only passe and archaic match. The accent mark on passe exists because the word came into English from French. So that is the passe. So it's something like that. Note that the trap answers erroneous just means wrong and does not really fit in the clues, nor is it appropriate for discussing matters for culture and opinion, because there is nothing wrong or right. It's always like someone has old-fashioned opinion. You cannot call your grandparents as wrong. Their ideas might be related to some kind of an old-fashioned ideas. Your ideas quite be new-fashioned, or something that is very relevant in the present ones. So there's nothing wrong when it comes to discussion of culture. It's about the fashion, or about the, you can say, generation gap which we have. Right. So though the subject of the museum exhibit had been the astute politician and strategist in his day, though marks the opposite. His ideas means एक time पे बहुत ऊंचा था, अब क्या है? नहीं है. Not even his most vociferous apologists could drum up interest among a modern public for a retrospective of a career so marked by old views, old-fashioned views, and the 2 answers are passe and archaic. Great. Now let's go to the synonyms, like you understand it. Passe means out of fashion, no longer trendy, or you can say outdated, that is odd, or you can say something that is dead right now, unfashionable. Why would the young man wear a passe outfit that went out of style 2 years ago? So why the person needs to wear old-fashioned clothes? Next is your archaic means something that is old, no longer useful. Because my archaic computer is no longer useful to me, I am giving it for free. So it is ancient, you can say primitive, outdated, obsolete, old-fashioned. Next is your astute. Astute is marked by practical, hard-headed intelligence, or something you can call it as very smart, brilliant, intelligent, canny, that person, keen, shrewd. So that is all person. Not very astute of you running around with a sharp knife. Like, it's not good, good idea with running with a sharp knife here and there. Next is your apologist. One who speaks in defense or support of someone or something, like who is very supportive. You can call it as a supporter or something like that. That can be called as apologist. The apologist spoke out in support of the couple's right to marry and refused to give it to, you can say, bigotry. It's pleader, pulmicist, or sophist. Last is your vociferous. Vociferous means making a loud outcry. That is ones who are shouting, who are supporting, and you are like the ones who are very forceful and loud and supportive to you. So that is vociferous. The protesters were vociferous as they screamed outside of the government building. So they were very, you can say, enthusiastic, shouting very high. So that is called as vociferous. The options we have is like synonyms: shrill, noisy, vehement, or you can say boisterous. So these are the words which really fit into it. So here we learned about the trick where the sentence starts with, you can say, though, although. So this you need to keep into mind that the idea would be opposite after that, and you have to very focus minutely before the comma what the idea is, what is the idea after comma, and this becomes very easy. It's all GRE, is all about tricks, and I'll be coming forward with lots and lots of new tricks. Take care, have a nice day, bye bye, keep learning and keep growing.